Good morning. It's Wednesday, April 13th, day 26, and I just ascended to 6,000 feet coming out of Newfound Gap. Spent a double zero in Gatlinburg. I'll explain why in a second. I don't want to talk all those people up here. So yeah, I had dinner at this place called Pucker's in Gatlinburg 3 nights in a row. It's kind of a more local place than the other places in Gatlinburg, which is kind of like a southern Disneyland. I mean, Disneyland isn't southern area, isn't it? But it's like a Appalachian Disneyland, maybe is a more appropriate word. Kind of an interesting town. But anyway, Pucker's was a local bar, and I was with those kids having a few pops Sunday night after getting in from the snowstorm, celebrating being alive. And then, stupid me, I decided to go do my laundry when I get back to the hotel at like midnight. And hold on, it's like a carnival out here. So I go back to do my laundry, and what I had done is I had stuffed a couple free napkins from the bar into my pocket, and I forgot them in there when I did my laundry. Well, all my clothes were riddled and impaled by tissue bits, and I thought I had ruined everything. So I wake up the next morning and Google that if you soak your clothes in aspirin in hot water for an hour or two, it'll help dissolve the tissue. So I poured like half a bottle of aspirin in the hotel sink and soaked my clothes, and then re-washed them. And lo and behold, I was able to salvage my clothes. My Patagonia and everything else is no longer riddled with tissue. So that took half the morning on Monday. And then I had to spend the other half of the morning on the phone dealing with my benefits and getting Cobra Medical straightened out. So between being up late Sunday and doing all those chores on Monday, I figured I'd take another zero yesterday just to relax, which was good because I spent a lot of time working on my IT band. I was using the corner of the couch in the hotel room to dig into my hip flexor on the left side to release my IT band going down to my knee. And it was kind of painful doing that, but I felt like I was really working it. And then I spent some time laying in bed, laying on my fist, doing the same kind of thing, kind of a self-massage technique, and also throwing in some stretching. And lo and behold, knock on wood, this morning, I don't want to say anything, but it's almost like I never had the issue. But I'm sure it'll creep back in, and I'll just continue to manage it. So it's cold, damp, rainforesty here in the Smokies. There's forecast for rain all week. I'm trying to ignore it. I'm hoping I can stay dry and warm. And got a late start. The shuttle was packed this morning leaving the Knock in Gatlinburg. There was like 12 people in 12 full packs on a 16-mile Baptist church white minivan. But I'm here, and late start, 11 o'clock, it's like 11:30, and I gotta, the weather's kicking up here. I gotta at least make 10 miles to the shelter and reassess what time it is and whether I can stay there and be dry or not. So anyway, back on the trail, day 26, and I hope Aiden, you had a good birthday yesterday. See you, bud.
I'm not good at this.
What's your name?
No worries.
No worries.
All right,
That's right.
3, 2, 1. Thank you so much.
And 5'4". Apparently we have a YouTube fan out here at Kafkuba, so nice to meet you guys.
Very nice to meet you.
It's funny, those are the third or fourth people that I can remember that recognized me from my YouTube channel. They wanted to get a picture with me. What am I, Jimmy Dean? I feel like the Smokies remind me more of the Catskills than the Appalachians, especially with all these dead hemlock. I almost hate to say it because I'm only in 6 or 7 miles, but this is the first day in 210 plus miles that I have not been in pain with every single step I'm taking. My Achilles feel good. My IT band syndrome has, I hesitate to say it, but greatly improved. So I am thankful for that. So that makes the journey so much less of a hassle. There's another thing that reminds me of the Catskills is this shale. Look at that uprooted tree. That's got to be more than one tree. It's a whole grove. So as I said, I started around 11:15 this morning, which was way later than usual. And I just got to Peck's Corner Shelter, which would have been 10.2 at like 4. That was earlier than 4. And I decided to push through to Tri-Knob Shelter, which will be like 15 miles. So hopefully I didn't make a big mistake, because weather could roll in either cold or rain, but I still got a couple hours of daylight, and that helps me get to Standing Bear Farm maybe even tomorrow, if not first thing Friday. So here I am, another couple hours of hiking. So yeah, at Pucker's I met some really good people, both locals at the bar, like Cooper, Willie, Colin, and some fellow hikers, Kyler, Chris, Colorado, Andrew. And I got into a deep conversation with a couple of them about, you know, the reoccurring theme, among other things. But like, you know, people keep asking me why am I doing this, or I ask others why they're doing it. And when my buddy Kyler asked me why I'm doing it, I'm like, I don't know, you tell me. And he kind of summed it up pretty good. He goes, well, I think you're doing it, you know, because we had a conversation. He goes, yeah, and I'm trying paraphrasing here, you know, we're a couple PBRs in, but he's like, you know, I think you're doing it because the world's going mad, the system doesn't care about you, you know, the system doesn't want you to be free, it's the world's gone kind of mad, and you're trying to experience that sense of freedom by being on the trail. And he said it a lot more eloquently than I'm doing it, because he was a really bright guy, and even though he kept putting himself down, And I was like, you know, those are really good thoughts, but I'm still not sure if that's why I'm doing it. And it was like, well, you know, we talked about the need for continual challenges and goals to kind of experience some value in your own life. And I think that's closer to it, because if you think I enjoyed engineering school and getting my master's and my PE license and working for 35 years and exercising most days and trying to eat right and teaching myself guitar and drums and the Czech language and hunting mushrooms and doing gardens and being the recyclable master of the world and finding ways to fix things and repurpose things, and you know, all my life I try to do the responsible, low profile, kind of practical things that give me a sense that I'm doing the right thing, you know, aside from, you know, some of my bad habits, but like, you know, drinking and swearing, and you know, I won't go on, but I think that's the closest as I can come to it, because I'm not enjoying it. And some of these guys I was talking to, finally I'm starting to relate to some of them. You know, a lot of them aren't enjoying it, and they're not really sure why they're out there or what they're trying to prove or what they're running from, or where they're going in life. So it was a really good conversation, and I just want to touch on it. And I don't know if you guys are watching my video, but I really enjoyed hanging out with you guys last night, and I hope to see some of you on the trail. Just to put an exclamation point on that topic, I think I summed it up best by the end of the night, that it was all bullshit. The whole fucking trail, the whole journey, the whole reason everybody's out here, it doesn't fucking matter, no one cares. It's all bullshit. Just like everything else in life. And that kind of resonated with everybody. So by the time we left there, I was like, yep, it's just all bullshit. No matter what your reasons are, whether they're selfish or illusory, or the illusions or delusions or whatever the fuck, or whether you really think you're doing somebody good, it's all bullshit. Nobody gives a fuck. I don't want to hear about your trail. Jesus Christ. But on a positive note, by the end of the evening, there were some genuine fist pumps going on. I think, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but everybody's like, you know, I really appreciated that conversation. I, you know, appreciate being able to express some of the things that I've been thinking about. So in some way, maybe there is a reason for me being out here. I kind of gravitate towards people that I sense need to be honest about something, or sense have problems in their lives, or have suffered some setbacks, major setbacks in some of these cases. And to see what other people have gone through and the struggles they have, it sheds some light on your own thoughts and you know, concerns with what's going on around you, and you know, to see somebody else struggling, it helps you to deal with your struggles, and you know, and vice versa. And you know, we're all able to share some touchy-feely experiences to kind of lift each other up. So yeah, I kind of gravitate towards those kind of people. I think that and maybe it's just a question, maybe it's just a matter of getting to know everybody so that they're comfortable enough to share their dark moments, you know, because everybody's got them. Coming up on 15.7 miles for the day, which isn't terrible considering I didn't leave till 11:15, 11:30. So I got a mile to the shelter. This is a fucking disaster, man. I'm getting out of this trail. I hiked fucking 17, 16, 70 miles to push to another shelter. Shelter's full. There's a fucking million tents here. Everybody's setting up in fucking swamplands. Look at me. I'm in the middle of a fucking, this is where it's gonna pour all day tonight and tomorrow, and this rain's gonna wash down this hill like a fucking mudslide, and my tent's all cattywampus and crooked. I'm rolling downhill. There's too many people on the trail. This isn't for me. I can get this in Gatlinburg. Crowds. Look, there's a fucking snail here now. That's a great sign. That's a great sign. This fucking mud hole.